Imagine spending 5 years learning how to produce music, building your catalog, your sound, your identity, and then someone types 5 words into a website and generates something that sounds exactly like you in 4 seconds for free. Now, here's the real question. Did AI steal your music or did we give it away? Pink morning, welcome to my morning show. Today, we are talking about something almost nobody in music wants to touch properly. Not the drama, not the hot takes, the actual facts. Because right now, in 2026, there are real lawsuits, real settlements, real money changing hands, and most independent artists like you and me are not seeing a single cent of it. Let's break it down. So first, what actually happened? 2 companies, Suno and Udio, AI music generators. You type a prompt, they make a song, millions of users, billions of streams. Problem? They train their AI on copyrighted music without asking anyone, without paying anyone, without telling anyone. So Universal, Sony and Warner found out and sued them for $500 million each. Discovery happened in November 2025. Experts spent 2 weeks trying to fingerprint every audio file in Suno training data. What they found was not subtle. Millions of recordings from Universal and Sony catalogs. And just in there. And by July 2026, right now, a federal court is about to rule on whether that was legal. So, how did the labels respond? Warner settled with Suno. Universal settled with Udio. They got licensing deals, royalty payments, equity in the platform. Sounds like a win for music. Not exactly. Here's what the settlement actually means. The labels got paid. The major label artists maybe got some of it. But Suno and Udio get to keep generating, and they can now market themselves as responsibly licenses. Which is incredible because they stole the music from artists like you and me. They got caught and now they are the good guys. Well, that's not a settlement. That's different. That's a business model, a business hustle model. Built with stolen content, scaled to millions of users. Then you get a $2.45 billion valuation. Then settle with the people powerful enough to sue you. And everyone else can just wait. And here is where it gets real for people like us. 3 days ago, SCA typed her own name into an AI training database. Found 238 of her songs in there. 238. That's almost her own catalog. Now SCA has Sony behind her. Sony is still in court fighting. SCA has options. What about you? What about me? You release music on DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby, and your music was on Spotify or YouTube during mid-2024-25, it was almost certainly at the training data. But you have no seat at the licensing table. The UMG settlement covers their artists. The Warner settlement covers Warner artists. Independent artists, well, there's a class action lawsuit filed in late 2025, still in early stages. You probably won't see a penny for years, if ever. That's the real situation, not the hot take, the actual situation. Okay, so legally, is it actually stealing? This is where it gets complicated. Suno's defense is interesting. They say, we didn't copy songs, we learned patterns from them. Just learn. Statistical patterns of melody, harmony, rhythm, etc. Then generated completely different compositions, beats, instrumentals, songs, whatever. It is like saying, I read 10,000 books. Now I write my own. Is that theft? Is that stealing? The label says yes, because your AI outputs compete directly with the original recordings. A Suno track is in the style of Drake, for example, competing with Drake. That's not transformation, that's replacement. So the US Copyright Office said something like, alright, something important in January 2026. AI generated music often cannot be copyrighted because there's not enough human authorization or authorship. AI generated music often cannot be copyrighted because there's not enough human authorship, and that's fact. So we have a system that potentially infringes protected art. By definition, to generate unprotected art, that's a weird world. The court ruling this summer will be the first time a federal judge addresses this kind of behavior directly for music. It's amazing. Whatever they decide, it changes everything for real. Okay, now I'm going to say something unpopular. Very unpopular. AI is not the biggest threat to your music career. Not at all. Obscurity is your biggest enemy. Right now, there are artists losing sleep over AI stealing their sound. Well, while their SoundCloud has only 47 plays. For real, and their last Instagram post, or Reels, got 11 likes. If nobody knows you exist, AI can't steal what nobody heard. That's real, that's fact. I'm not being harsh at all, I'm being real. The artists who should be worried about AI are the ones with catalogs people actually want to replicate. Drake, Taylor Swift, etc. The ones with sounds so distinctive that someone would type their name into a prompt, for example. That's a problem worth having. Your problem right now is not AI, it's visibility. It's different. Build the audience, build the catalog, build the brand. It's another topic for another video, and then worry about protecting it. So, here is what I know. AI can generate a beat that sounds like mine, for real, but it cannot build the relationship I have with an artist who found my music on BeatStars or SoundCloud. It cannot build the show. It cannot build the show of the rapper. It cannot build the audience. Technology changes the tools, but it doesn't change the connection. And this is facts. Maybe it can sound a topic, but it's facts. That's what I focus on. Streaming changed music. TikTok changed music. This is real. AI is changing music. The artists who figure out how to use the real tools, the new tools, while building the audience, building the sound, something nobody can replicate. Those are the ones who are still standing when the rest of the artists are out of the game. I'm not trying to compete with AI. I use the AI to get better as an artist, and that's facts. Pink morning, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.